In the early days of 1962, four young musicians from Liverpool arrived at the offices of Decca Records in London, full of hope and ambition. The group, John Lennon, Paul McCartney, George Harrison, and their then drummer Pete Best, were known collectively as the Beatles. Their dream was simple but audacious: secure a record deal that would launch them to stardom. They performed a set of 15 songs for Decca's A&R executives, pouring their energy and raw talent into every track. The audition was technically proficient, heartfelt, and undeniable in its charisma. Yet the legend goes, Decca Records made a decision that would soon become one of the music industry's most infamous mistakes. Their verdict was firm: the Beatles were not right for them. The reason they gave would echo through history: guitar groups are on the way out. This rejection was more than just a missed opportunity for Decca. It was a watershed moment that shaped the future of popular music. For the Beatles, it was a bitter setback, one that could have derailed their plans and forced them to question their path. But setbacks, as history has often shown, are sometimes necessary ingredients for greatness. Rather than disband, the Beatles channeled their frustration and into persistence. They refined their sound, added Ringo Starr as their new drummer, and, within months, caught the attention of another label, EMI's Parlophone, under the guidance of a visionary producer named George Martin. This new partnership unlocked the creative symphony that would redefine music for generations. Decca's infamous rejection does more than evoke hindsight regret. It serves as a valuable lesson about the unpredictability of cultural tides. At the time, the music industry was in flux. Trends shifted rapidly, and gatekeepers relied heavily on instincts and past experiences. Perhaps Decca heard in the Beatles' audition nothing that set them apart from dozens of other hopeful acts. Perhaps the absence of polished material or the rawness of their presentation clouded the band's potential. But as the Beatles proved, talent and charisma don't always fit neat categories, and innovation often lies just beyond conventional wisdom. When the Beatles did find their chance, they seized the world's attention in unprecedented fashion. Within a year of their rejection, the beat boom had arrived, with the Beatles leading the charge. In the wake of their chart-topping singles and albums, guitar groups became the defining sound of a generation, not a passing fad. The Beatles catalyzed the British invasion, inspired new genres, and pushed technological boundaries in songwriting and recording. Their creative run throughout the 1960s produced classics that remain staples in the cultural consciousness. They didn't just become successful, they became the benchmark by which success was measured. And all the while, their story carried an implicit reminder: industry intuitions are not infallible, and history often highlights the boldness of those willing to take risks. For Decca, missing the Beatles was a humbling what-if. But for the band, rejection galvanized resilience and shaped their mythos. Their journey from overlooked hopefuls to cultural icons continues to inspire musicians and dreamers everywhere. It proves that setbacks are not dead ends, but invitations for perseverance. And it underscores the importance of remaining open to new sounds, no matter how unconventional or disruptive they might seem at the time. Ultimately, the Decca rejection is a tale not simply of a missed business opportunity, but of how greatness sometimes knocks twice before it's let in. The Beatles would go on to dominate music, redefine possibility, and prove once and for all that guitar groups were in fact just getting started.